He is a golden boy, man. That
too much talk about Manchester United happening on Menace in the Monk. Like this is. I like it. I like it. Don't worry. I mean, you guys are having conversation. I just thought I should butt in.
The day is finally here. We, Liverpool, are playing the oldest enemy, the arch rivals, the game that everybody every year waits for is here. And to talk about it, we have someone who's been here before, and also two new people. So welcome Nishtha, welcome back to Menace in the Monk. We also have Karn and Tilak from United NCR to represent Manchester United, and as you can see, this time Nishtha is not outnumbered at all. So we're going to talk about we're going to talk about the game on the weekend, Liverpool versus Manchester United. Let's get right into it. Nishtha, how are you feeling? You just had a amazing comeback victory in the Champions League. So spirits are high.
I'm as a United fan, I'm just confused at this moment. I don't know what to feel about it. Liverpool games are always difficult. They are always crucial. They are always manager threatening, and it's come at like such a brilliant timing ना. मतलब ऐसा ओले के career में ऐसा सही time पे आया है ये match. Like I am more than anything, I'm very anxious to see what happens at the end of it more than anything else.
reminds us of Jose times, no? When there was that Liverpool match after which I think he was kicked out. That's what.
That's the one. That's the one. So it's been very like.
I was in the COP for that game. I was at Anfield for that game. Yeah.
Historical.
And now you are in Ranchi for this crucial clash. But,
no. For this one, I'll be back in Bangalore. But Karn, you think this is the game that defines? You think if whatever happens, this game will define Ole's career? Do you think he's at that stage?
Honestly, before the Leicester game, very frankly, I was out with the boys of the supporters club. We were all, in a good mood. Greenwood scored. We're singing. And then our defense proceeds to do what it does. And that is the day I finally shifted from Ole in to Ole out. Okay. I cannot, in good conscience, I've defended him stoically for the entirety of his contract. But the defensive display, both against Leicester, both against Atalanta, was shambolic. And to the point that, I'm an FPL addict. So at that point, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, great. So that's my captaincy decision sorted. Mo Salah is going in as captain on the weekend. And that is what I am so afraid of. This is ever since that Fernando Torres performance against Vidic. I am getting shades of that fear right now because for a derby like this, I have never been more afraid. My friends who are Liverpool fans are more confident in United's defense turning up in particular than I am. Our attack is good. We can definitely score 2. But the problem is, will we concede 3 or will we concede 1? And that's where it stops for me. If there is no defensive if we don't basically win 2 out of 3 of our coming games, our toughest fixture run in a while, in the Premier League itself, and don't draw the 3rd, then I don't think we can stick with Ole, because he might have been good as a manager in a temporary transition period, but in order to get us to the Premier League or maybe the Champions League, maybe we need something different. But the problem is who to bring in. So definitely not mid-season, but as long as there isn't a significant improvement in the coming games, I think it'll be the make or break, as usual, as it has been for the past 2 seasons.
Tilak, how are we feeling? How are we feeling heading into this game? Nishtha has said what she has. Karn has said way more. I think we've spoken about Ole as well in all of this. How confident are you heading into this crucial clash?
I'm not confident, of course. I mean, with the kind of performances we've had, I'm not. But there are two things. One, I'm not Ole out as well. At least not for this season. I have never seen us as a club that is trigger happy. Therefore, I know that we need more time. We needed more time with the previous managers as well, and I think we were too trigger happy then. And in FPL, the only players that I don't have are Liverpool players, and I'm not in the top 100 in our group as well. So, yeah, but I will never be with that kind of with the kind of defending we're doing, with how Maguire turns like a truck and Lindelof can be bullied by a child at times. So I don't think that we will be very, very, effective defensively. And you guys have some of the best attacks in the world. So, I mean, yeah, that's what. I'm not confident, of course. That is not.
The best attack in the Premier League, by the way, statistically, heads and shoulders clear of Man City, Chelsea, everyone.
But Nishtha, I mean, I'm remembering our old chat. And Manas, if you remember, last time when we were playing at Old Trafford away, our team was obliterated. There was nobody in defense. People were not in form. We had lost 6 on the trot and things had happened. You remember how we were feeling in that game. We were not confident at all. And the thing about these games is form, everything goes out of the window when it's a fixture like that. So that ought to give you some, confidence. Do you agree with that? Manas, tere ko kya lagta hai?
I mean, see, first of all, it's a huge game.
Yeah.
It's a massive game. Even at match day 9, it is so important for the title race, I feel.
Yeah.
If Manchester United win this, they are in it. I genuinely feel. See, there are certain results which happen during the course of the season which just transform everything. This could be it for Manchester United and Ole to feel, because every game at the moment it's about Ole ka future.
Right.
They need to get over it for Manchester United to become genuine contenders. They have the players and they can show up, boss. And it's Old Trafford, fans are back. It will be buzzing. We all know the atmosphere is going to be. See, Anfield atmosphere, we talk about it a lot. And Nidhi, you and me have spoken numerous times. If there's another club in the world when it comes to fans and passion, it is Manchester United. We know that. They're going to be crazy. They're going to be backing the team. And they have quality players. Ronaldo है bro, जो भी है वो आएगा, वो goal score करता ही है. So I am confident we'll play well, but I am not thinking that it will be an easy game or defensively they will be shaky or anything. I think they will have the ball, they will go for it. I am expecting a tough battle. I'm expecting goals though. I'm expecting Ronaldo is there, Mo Salah is there, Pogba is there, Bruno is there. We have Mane, Firmino is in form. So I think it's going to be a great game, bro. I am super, super excited. Very rarely we enter Old Trafford and I say it's 50-50. I think this is 50-50. Nishtha, do you agree?
Yeah, I definitely think so. Because this is exactly what I told you guys the last time also. When it comes to Old Trafford and Klopp, there is some Ole Juju happening over there. And it's a manager juju, honestly. It's been his curse to break, and it's always intimidating to walk into Old Trafford as an away manager anyway. But I mean, the form that you guys are in and the question mark that we have, this will play a huge role going into it. But everything else goes out of the window when it's Liverpool United. All rules, all form, all past results and stuff like that. So definitely, unlike last time, I agree with Manas. I'm definitely expecting like a lot of goals this time, and Salah triple captain for me too this time.
I have to jump in. I have to jump in over here. It's very nice how FPL dictates a few things, but Nidhi, defensively, we are not good at the moment. Obviously, we watch Liverpool week in, week out. Brentford, we were shaky. Atletico could have scored so many more if Alisson wasn't there. The number of times Alisson has saved our ass this season.
Yeah.
We know. We have seen that.
That sounds so familiar. Sounds so familiar.
He also saved your ass last season, but in a completely different way.
Exactly.
At the other end.
I mean, the point is we pay his wages, so I mean he's supposed to save our ass. But इस साल निधि वो ज़्यादा ही बचा रहा है वो. मतलब
यार
when it matters the most. Defensively, we are not that good.
हाँ, मतलब the thing is, यार, look, Matip has been our best defender so far. Van Dijk is very good, but post his injury, there is some problem with his consistency. Like he'll have some games where he's absolutely amazing, and then he'll have that one moment in one game where he doesn't put that tackle in and all that. So defensively, there are issues, right? I mean, there's no point glossing over it. And like you said, there are games where AC Milan, for example.
Oh, yeah.
2-1, and then Salah and Henderson won us that game. Atletico Madrid, they could have won this game very easily if it was not for Alisson. I am fully expecting Manchester United, Ronaldo, everybody to have done their homework. There are issues in this Liverpool defense for sure.
Tilak,
ultimately, that ultimately it will not be attack that will decide the game, right? It will be how each team defends, because the attacks are good. That is a given with the kind of players that are there with both the teams. But if you're saying that Van Dijk is not tackling as much, because to be honest, I do not watch every Liverpool match. I would rather watch the ones that we are involved in, right, or are important to us. I feel that we have the bigger issues to solve, and hopefully we can solve them, especially after this Atlanta win and with Maguire, at least have a bit more confidence that because he scored the goals that decided the match. I hope that we kind of do at least, like, in their heads they sort it out. Whether they are up for that challenge or not is another thing altogether. Because you're right. I mean, Liverpool and Manchester United, these fixtures have never really stuck to the books ever, right? Didn't we see Mata scoring that overhead goal? I mean, I would never expect that, right? I would not expect that from Mata. We would not expect Gerrard to be sent off, right? And I'm still reliving those times because I know that there are still possibilities that can save us. But I feel that we have the bigger defensive issues to sort out. And
so keeping that in mind, Karn, do you think someone like a Fred could be the hero?
I hope.
troll करने के क्या चल रहा है?
नहीं, अरे hello, मतलब it's listen,
Ole achieves everything that he wants.
Ole hates him, okay? He starts every freaking game when he's available.
He's got some shit on Ole, man. There is no other way or no other reason Fred starts.
For why Van der Beek doesn't start and why Fred starts every game. I just can't understand what that is. But I mean, I think honestly, an unlikely hero to decide this game. See, this is where I differ, where I buck from the trend. When the entire conversation about this game is where will this game be decided? Most people are saying attack. I think the best defense wins this game, without a doubt. Because see, both teams are capable of playing on the counter and doing so effectively. Both teams have a front three of clinical finishers. And Liverpool slightly more can play with the ball better in that regard. But I think when it comes to, I don't think this is a one-man hero game. I don't really think it is. I think this is going to be the game that is decided on the basis of which team performs. Because I just like to echo Paul Scholes here, is that Jurgen Klopp watching that first half in Atlanta will be sitting at home rubbing his hands together. Because that performance, there was no cohesion whatsoever. Now, whatever magic Ole did in that halftime talk, I do not know. But hopefully that is the defense that came out in the second half. Because in the second half, it wasn't just our back four that was defending, as has been in the games that in which we've conceded. Whether it was, because of a lack of forward pressing, or whether it was pressure out wide, or not recognizing runs in channels, whether in between Shaw or beyond Wan-Bissaka. I think the key thing in this game is the better team performance wins. I do not think this is an individual game per se. It might be the case that, say Fred wins a penalty or Salah wins a penalty and that is what decides the game. But at the end of the day, I feel it's going to depend upon the overall performance as a team performance, because you can't, in these big games, you rarely have one-man rescues. just because the quality of the team in front is very good, right?
Yeah.
Any derby, I mean, whether it's been us against City or you guys against us, we have never won because of one man. We've always won because our team performed better at overall. So that's my thinking. I don't think there'll be a singular hero. Ronaldo or Mo Salah may blank. That's the thing. The winning goals might come from Trent or say they, like Mana said, they might even come from Fred.
Yeah.
But the team that performs better as a whole is the team that wins this game for me.
Fair enough, but Karn mentioned something about pressing Nishtha, and I was watching yesterday's game with two United supporters who happen to be my best friends. They were not complaining, obviously. I mean, the game started late, we had a few drinks. They were just saying a few things about Ronaldo not pressing. Okay. I mean, see, Ronaldo just gives you goals and goals and goals. To expect him to press, I don't know what's your entire thought process.
It's not his job to press.
Exactly.
It's really not his job to press.
Yeah,
so that's what I'm saying. So but they were of the opinion that now we're losing 2-0. Atlanta have so much of the ball, someone needs to press. Is that a thought process which is past your mind? I'll get to all of your as well.
Okay, yeah, I think while I agree with Tilak when I say it's not his job to press, but I do also understand that these kind of situations require the GOAT Ronaldo to like show up and like turn things around, and he did in a way. I read the funniest tweet about it, and I did not watch the game last night because it was so late. But I read the funniest tweet about it that I also know, guys, another problem is I am very superstitious. I don't watch post midnight kickoffs because inadvertently every time I watched it, something massively weird has happened. Including the one time I was in UK and I was like, okay, whatever, I'll watch it. Zlatan broke his leg. I was like, fuck this, I'm not ever watching this ever again. And then I made the last mistake I made was watching the Europa finals, and then I cursed myself for days and days and days. I should have just slept. Like, I shouldn't have watched this. So yeah, post midnight kickoffs, I don't watch anything. I was following half of the game, and we were 2 down, and I was like, wow, I am so shocked, like, really. But at times like these, you expect people like Ronaldo to show up. You expect them to press. You need them to show like they are the larger than life figure that they are supposed to be. They are made out to be. But like I said, I read the funniest tweet about whatever the hell happened at halftime, where Ole probably played the Europa theme song because Ronaldo was running like a 23-year-old in that second half, and some of the runs that he made were incredible. So Manas, you've got great friends, so like whatever they said, I mean, I do agree with them.
Yeah, but Nidhi, I mean, of course, I have great friends, Nishtha, case in point, one of you being you. But Nidhi, like these guys mentioned, it's not his job to press. I mean, just the system is so different. Like for us, if Mo Salah doesn't press, Klopp goes ballistic. Everyone has to press. It starts from the striker, Bobby Firmino.
If Mo Salah comes back to you all in about 9 years, right? And then if he's expected to press and Klopp expects him to press, that'll be really unfair. See, the point is,
no, I have nothing against Cristiano Ronaldo not pressing. I am wanting your opinion. And we will never sign a 36-year-old striker in the first place.
That is the other thing, right? We would not sign a player. So, for example, we would not go ahead and sign, I don't know, maybe even Suarez right now we won't sign.
Yeah, because we won't.
So that's the way our club functions.
The quality that Ronaldo gives versus the quality that Suarez would give, there is a difference, right?
Without a doubt.
Honestly, right now, Suarez, I would say, is at least equal in terms of quality that both.
No, but the thing that you have to remember there is you have to look at minutes economy there. So the amount of minutes that Suarez is playing in thirds of games, etc., etc. Yeah. Ronaldo is still playing full 90s.
Exactly. Somewhere most difficult easily in the world, right?
It's not a like-for-like comparison in any case. I mean, apart from that.
I just wanted your opinion. Do you expect him to press?
There was one moment in the first half where he got the ball on D-top, and he and Demiral, I think, were shoulder to shoulder. They full out sprinted, and you could see him running out of gas. And it was like a 30-yard sprint or something.
30-40 yards, yeah.
30-40 yards. And he just got shouldered off the ball and was on the floor immediately, right? On the pitch immediately, right? I mean, that is going to constantly keep happening if he's expected to press. You see Cavani pressing at times, because Cavani definitely, comes for a lesser amount of time as well as compared to Ronaldo. Ronaldo is expected to play the entire game, plus he is expected to turn around the game for us now. Which is the worst thing to expect for him, because we should not be in a situation where he's expected to turn around games for us. We are stuck with that because of the kind of defense that we have, because we put ourselves in that situation, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's why I would not expect him to press. I would expect all the other younger men in the team to run themselves ragged, to crawl off the field, but at least give the older players who are more experienced, give them the ball, give them that chance to maybe head the ball in or head it towards target, right? I would expect that. I would expect like Greenwood, McTominay, Infred just to run around like rabbits with a clear plan in mind, not like a headless chicken, which happens at times.
Yeah.
So that is what.
Yeah, I mean, guys, I mean, we can keep talking about this for a long time, but unfortunately, we have to keep it within a time limit. So, Nidhi, tu kya bolta hai ki who would you play in this one? We'll get to you guys as well, your team for United. But Nidhi, now I think one thing is for sure Naby Keita won't start against Manchester United.
He won't.
I actually don't think he will.
It feels weird, right, to see Naby Keita being available for 3 games at a stretch, but it feels weird because
मेरे को और निधि मेरे को जब भी मैं थियागो के बारे में सुनता मेरे को अर्नब का वो मीम याद है कहाँ चला हुआ है
that was hilarious.
Right.
Sorry,
but Thiago, see, the thing is, this game, look, the back four is pretty much sorted. I was expecting Matip to be rested against Atletico, but he played. But Matip has to start this game. Look, Matip and Van Dijk, Trent and Robbo, that will be the back four. Alisson, of course. Fabinho, I think, honestly, I think Fabinho can be one of our most important players in this fixture. I honestly feel more than Salah, more than Bobby, more than Trent, I think Fabinho is really important for this fixture, because the way he can intercept and break down attacks, it'll be really, really crucial. The midfield, the other two, I think Henderson and look, I think Klopp will start Keita. Honestly, I think he will. I mean, jokes aside, I think he will start, because the other option is Milner, who has again, played 2 games in the last 7 days, and that's not ideal. Same thing, right? We're talking about a 36-year-old, and by the way, he presses. So
his job is to press. Yeah, his job is to press.
His job is to press. So he does that. So, and the front three, honestly, I would go with. I honestly want to see Bobby in this game, because I think that whole discussion that we keep having, that that role of the connector between the midfield and the attack, there has to be someone. And of course, Jota on the bench gives us a great option. Let's say you're behind, or we are drawing the game, and you need a fresh burst of energy. So Jota can come off the bench. So my front three to start the game would be Mane, Salah, and Firmino.
Yeah, I would love to start that game. Kaun, what is your lineup going to be, brother?
So my lineup, I mean, pains me to say, but obviously Varane isn't going to be there. Oh, and just a quick 2 cents on the pressing issue. If you look at a team structure that you can compare that with, you look at the best place to go is Real Madrid. Benzema doesn't press, but he has a team. So you need to, I mean, with a player as great as Ronaldo, you do need to adapt your system in order to use him effectively. Chelsea haven't done that with Lukaku. That's why he's blanked for the past 6 games. But yeah, on that note, to segue into my lineup, goalkeeper David De Gea, he's won me back, thank God. Then our fullbacks Shaw and Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, and frankly, I mean, if Bailly can play 90, I would actually play Bailly in this game. Maybe take him off 15-20 minutes after he receives his eventual first yellow card, and then bring Lindelof in. Because the slight problem that I have with Lindelof is that he has this weird tendency to become the victim of a flat track bully in big games. It happened in his knockout game in the Euros, where they were clearly going to penalties against Ukraine, but Lindelof decided not to jump for a simple clearing header. The same thing happened in the Europa final, and that is why I genuinely feel Bailly should start. Lindelof is great; he's extremely committed, but in big games, I don't know. So personally, I would go for Bailly. Then, yeah, as much as it again pains me to say it, we have to go with two holders. I would honestly start Matic and Fred. Actually, I would start Matic and Fred. Then Bruno, Greenwood, Ronaldo, Rashford. I mean, our front four is effectively, you can't. They're so good in terms of the form that they've showed. You can't push them out of the team. But the fact that Ole rested Pogba in the game, that leads me to believe he might make way for either one of our sitters or for Greenwood. But personally, my lineup would not have Pogba in it from the start. So De Gea, Shaw, Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, Bailly, Matic, and Fred. Then Bruno, Greenwood on the left, Rashford on the right, or whatever suits them. And of course, the god Cristiano Ronaldo up top.
Tilak, is he going to be fit? I read that Rashford got injured and there is a chance that he might not even be available.
I read that as well, like a dead leg or something like that.
Yeah.
Right? Because I didn't watch the second half, because once we started losing, everyone on the committee started pinging me that if you're watching the match, stop watching.
Oh yeah, by the way, there is this tendency, whenever we're at screenings and we're losing, we video call him and tell him to stop watching the match.
God. Too many cursed people.
Country chat, man. Like,
I mean, ever since I bought this Ronaldo jersey after ages, we have not performed well in every single match since. So I'm so
glad you're wearing this today.
Please don't wear this on Sunday.
I'm not going to. I am extremely superstitious.
Yeah.
Tilak, what's your starting lineup going to be?
So it'll be nearly the same as Karan's, but instead of Bailly, I would have Lindelof, because I don't trust that someone can just come off and play against Liverpool. I think that's like too much of a risk. And with the way Bailly is, he can be brilliant at times, but he will get that eventually yellow card. He will do something on the pitch. And at least with Lindelof, it's someone we know. We know the risks we are taking. In the midfield, I feel that, because Pogba not being in the lineup against Atlanta was a bit of a surprise to me. So I feel that it will be like two up front with Rashford back. And we've not talked about Rashford in this entire, conversation.
Oh, yeah.
I feel he will be the match winner for some reason, because he's come back and he started scoring. You can see the difference that he brings to the team, and the level that he's at as a player, right? I mean, he's like beating Sancho for his place day in, day out right now, right? So I feel it will be like a front two and in the midfield for me it would be I don't know, Matic, Pogba, and Bruno. So that I know it's a very slow midfield, right? And that is, but that track, like for some reason I just cannot go with McFred. I mean that is it is just like I am very irritated with that combination. It does not have brains in it.
I wish Ole would
Sounds
say
like
that.
the worst McDonald's meal ever.
Yeah. It's weird.
As if McDonald's is a good meal. Anyway.
Yeah, that's debatable.
It makes people happy, dude. But yeah, so up front, you're saying, Tilak, it's going to be
Rashford, Mason, and Ronaldo. And in the middle, I know it's a very slow midfield with Matic, Pogba, and Bruno. It's that can like kind of kill us, but maybe it'll also like slow the game down as well, because it'll help. Maybe like Pogba and Matic can kind of play off each other. That is at least what it is. Because I know why Fred would come on, because he would be slightly faster. Maybe he would be a bit of a pace, but I would not trust him at all. Yeah. I cannot.
The way I'd put it is, Matic is the one who has a better chance of making a successful tackle against Liverpool's front three, but Fred is the one who has a better chance of covering defensively. So it depends on the way you look at the game tactically.
Because Matic will play on positions, and Fred will
exactly.
be able to rely on his speed. Matic cannot run that fast at all.
Yeah.
Even in his prime, he wasn't that fast.
Yeah.
Nishtha, for you?
I honestly think it's going to be Lindelof. Same reasons as what Tilak said. I mean, unfortunately, it looks like it's going to be a McFred situation, because no matter how much we want it to look differently, Fred just has something on Ole. And but yeah, I like your confidence in Fred, guys. Even if you weren't serious about it, I honestly think he's I'm keeping my fingers crossed he doesn't do anything stupid tomorrow. I mean, stupid on Sunday. That's the only thing I hope for. And Tilak actually took the words right out of my mouth, because I too think that Rashford hopefully is just like absolutely match fit, nothing wrong with him. It's just like, but Rashford is obviously, he just changes the entire tempo of how this team plays and moves up front. So I'd be very happy and very glad to see Rashford fully recovered from his 2-year trauma, just like giving it his all, and he gives it his all in big games like this.
Every single time.
But I honestly think a player that's going to probably do really well tomorrow on Sunday is going to be Greenwood. He's going to be like, somebody who has the potential to completely turn this game around.
He is a golden boy, man.
Too much talk about Manchester United happening on Menace in the Monk. Like this is. I like it. Don't worry. I just thought I should butt in and just my voice should also reach, because thoda Liverpool to घुसे ना नहीं.
Manas, तेरा lineup तो बोल, तूने तो बोला ही नहीं.
My lineup back four is the same like you mentioned. Alisson in goal. Fabinho, I totally agree. Fabinho will be so important for us. Fabinho, Henderson have to start. If Thiago is available, I would play Thiago, because kal ho na ho pata nahi kab वापस खेलेगा. So Mendes will play an important game. Obviously Salah has to start. Mane, and I would play Firmino. Firmino is the guy who drops deep. If they play a double pivot, if they play those two defensive midfielders, we will need someone to drop deep and get the stuff done. So I will play Firmino, and that would be my starting lineup. Guys, before we end this, before we take predictions, I have to ask you this, since you're on Menace and the Monk. If you can give honest answer, biasness aside or hatred aside, is Mo Salah the best player in the world right now?
Yes, without a doubt, no question.
Absolutely. He's insane at the moment, and it's anyone would want to have him in their team.
Just
enviable, like absolutely. Since the word go, there's not been a single time I have not, and he's so likable. I think he's the only likable player you guys have. Sorry, but yeah, it's true.
I mean, if I could just throw in one small stat there. So when it comes to say statistics between Mo Salah's 41 goal season and the statistics between this season, he's actually performing the best this year. This year, he per 90, 3.4 shots in the box to 3.24, which is big because it's a per 90 figure. Big chances are 1 to 0.79, and XG is 0.77 to 0.58. So that just tells you, and you have to hold your hands up and you have to say he's the best in the world right now.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Okay, we'll finish this video, but Nishtha, I'll come to you first. Your predictions for the game.
Listen, I don't.
और ये तो 12 बजे के पहले हो रहा है.
ये 12 के पहले है.
हम तो भी 12 बजे के पहले record कर रहे हैं.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about this one, but I am confident of that freak United turning up against Liverpool at Old Trafford. So I'm going to go, and I think this match is going to have a lot of goals. So I'm just going to go with 3-2 to United, because that's just how we roll these days, don't we? 3-2.
Tilak?
I think 2-1 United.
2-1 United. Wow. Gone?
Realistically speaking, I think it's going to be a 2-2 draw.
Okay.
Oh, man, not draw.
मतलब it's okay, मतलब बोल सकता है यार उसको जो बोलना है.
No, see, in the interest of full disclosure, this is the result of trauma that I've been suffering for the past 2 games. But yeah, if we were to win, if either of the teams were to win, it would only be by a goal. That's for sure.
Yeah, because goals win you games, right?
ये Michael Owen वाला statement
sorry यार मतलब sorry यार
अंदर का Michael Owen बाहर आ गया मानस का नहीं यार so मानस तेरे को पता है यार I don't do predictions that is the only superstition I have I just hope it's a good game. That's all. Honestly, that's all I hope for. A lot of times, if you remember the last time United came to Anfield, so much hullabaloo, and that game was so flat. That is the only thing. But listen, I'll tell you something. Like I said at the start of the video, it does not matter who is in what form. Form does not matter for these games. I just hope it's a good game. That's all I hope for. Manas, tu kya bolta hai?
I think United will win this game. I think generally I feel that they, jo bhi, matlab, Nidhi, like there is this set of people who don't support United who want Ole to be there as long as possible. But I think these crop of players genuinely believe in Ole. I genuinely see them fighting for Ole. This is a big game. Like I said, Old Trafford. If they win, they are 1 point behind us. They have a lot to play for.
Yeah.
So
the spirit's there.
I, for some reason, like whenever we go to Old Trafford under Klopp, apart from the 4-2 thing that happened last time, we just change. Something happens to us. It's not the same intensity. It's just not the same attacking force that we are. So keeping that in mind, I am going for a United win. But if we turn up, which we have a lot of times this season, we can beat these bunch of players easily because there are issues defensively for United. But that being said, I think it's a 2-1 for United.
Okay. Wow.
I very rarely say this, but I think United will.
Same here. I would never predict a draw.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for your time, Nishtha, Tilak, Karn. Really appreciate it. And Nidhi, I mean, amazing. Just to let everyone know that India is also playing Pakistan on that day. So, वो भी बड़ा ही intense match होगा. Will you guys be switching the channels or just
No.
Yeah, I've got my iPad on.
To do that.
I don't really do that.
I'll be at the streaming with the boys, so I'll be too paranoid to do that.
Chalo. See you guys. Thank you so much for your time. This was Menace and the Monk. Big game. It is Man United versus Liverpool. Potentially a title deciding game, but potentially a very important game for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as well. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for having us, guys.